Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Gone with Gandalf and I come to you now at the turning of the tide. Although not really, because this is the pitiful force that we sent to reclaim our lost territory, and we shall see if they actually come out and attack us, because I think that their force is definitely as good as ours on paper. To finish this turn, I will actually also build a Master Builder's Hall, since we had a little bit of money left over, and we've already built or started the training of all the troops that we can have. And next turn, I think we might push out for Anon and Orod. However, currently we don't quite have the movement range with all of our troops, so Erumolian, I think, will go out with us, and then oh yes, and then we've got some troops here. We'll take these guys back through Lothlorien, and we're going to send them to retrain, and then they'll come back and do some more dying or killing. And then we've got a lot of troops training here in Minas Lascalen, and then equally we've got a lot of troops coming in Thranduil's halls, which I think will probably be as reinforcements for Toronto, should he not actually be able to take that, because we don't actually know what's coming through the forest here. But I'm, fingers crossed they're mostly going for the dwarves, and that way we could maybe muster that force to go and take Erebor. The One Ring has been found. Now you may have been wondering, you may not have been wondering, but now you didn't know that you were wondering, but you really were. But there was a red circle around Hadhodrond here because the goblins, when they held it, it was said that the One Ring had been found there. So if a good nation then goes and takes it, then they can actually gain possession of it. We only just got it though because Legolas had a full retinue already. So I brought in his son, Mardian, and he now has it. And as you can see, it does provide some bonuses and then some negative traits as well there, but I think those get greater depending how long you actually hold on to the ring for. So it slowly corrupts the user, but it gives them better command and dread and things like that. And then there's also the chance that Gollum actually steals it, and yeah, but it's such a minor part of the gameplay for me anyway. But I think he can actually steal the One Ring as well. So it's worth having good security or something. I don't know. Maybe I've heard a spy attached to the army can stop that from becoming a thing. But yeah, I don't know. But we'll probably be getting a message from Elrond and the White Council very shortly. Now, Angmar apparently like us, and war declared. Oh, that's because of their script, and we've got a lot of troops coming in now, which will be flung into the fray. And then Erundolin finally got its Master Builder's Hall. So let's get that garrison's quarters, because these 21 men, they've been costing us 56 gold coins per turn since the very beginning of the game, really. I think they've been in there since the very first episode. But also, so we can actually get some troops. Austin Gale, you are just 222. I like that. Oh, sorry, no, 212 men short of growing. So we're not going to actually build anything there because you don't need it. And whilst we have a lot of money, or certainly more than we have been having, we're not swimming in it just yet. So we could actually attack this settlement here. Now, what kind of odds are we getting? Not very good. I mean, it's half and half. But whilst usually we would trounce them, they do have the walls. And as you've seen from my personal sally out battles, I mean, obviously they won't cheese it in quite the same way. They will absolutely destroy our units. So I think it's maybe we might just siege them out, to be honest. I'm not particularly worried about not fighting the Easterlings in this campaign, because there will be other campaigns as well, and where I will probably end up fighting them. And indeed, I might even potentially I might play as them. So it's a good thing perhaps that we're not exploring this area in the east too much, because obviously that is where the Easterlings of Rune particularly congregate. But Sith Pantheon still going strong with the tower building. He's like Gendry Baratheon in the Game of Thrones TV series, where he just goes in his rowboat, and nobody sees him for like 2 years, and then he just shows up in the 7th season or something, I don't know. But he might get attacked by this rebel force, but they're just like remnants of Dol Guldur, and they'll probably just be trash, so I might actually just use him to clear them out. Now, this goblin fort here is 1 turn till surrender, and so we'll actually get another place for free upkeep, but I'll use those troops then to buffer this army over here. Now, there is a bit of a force here of the goblins, and they've got some of their late game infantry here, heavy goblin infantry. As you know, they're not very good, but there are 253 men, or orcs rather, goblins. Orcs and goblins are the same thing, but 253 men, and numbers are a very good thing to have in medieval Total War 2, so you can just stagger your enemy into submission and eventually they die, and so that's quite good. Ooh. So King Mazog, he's got his own custom strategy model, I think, or I think that's just what their faction leader looks like. Can't quite see it properly. Right there, he looks like he's got no neck. He looks like a very poorly drawn Diplodocus or something with the neck. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure he comes with Pale Uruks. A very good unit. I think there's some in here as well. Yeah, so you can kind of see his stats there. Although I think his will probably be a bit better because he'll have experience and probably that armor upgrade as well, but I think so he's probably going to attack us. Now if there's something else in the woods here, then we may have to retreat, but if we do retreat then we will likely get attacked again, but we'll probably get attacked by a lesser force. I think we can beat this here, but if there's something else there, then hopefully they won't have the movement to attack us a second time. Otherwise Toronto his command will have been very short-lived. Now, we do have a backup here in Tristim Dorion, and he will come out with this force here. Now, I think let's get those Woodland Horse Archers, because we don't have loads of cavalry, and I think they're kind of, particularly against Gundabad, I think archers are useful indeed, since they typically have less armor. And they also have a bonus against wargs, if I'm not mistaken, yes. So they can, whilst they're not great in melee, they will get that bonus to their attack at least. So they can go toe-to-toe with a unit of wargs and perhaps come out on top. But like, especially after they've used all their arrows, they'll definitely have given us what they are worth. And Buralj, I think I'm still waiting for that to grow, because the Lodge Town upgrade, I think, takes about 5 turns, so once you've built that, you kind of would rather build the new improved things of markets and ports and whatnot. But Parth, Cymru, yes, let's get an army barracks for you. And then, we're going to get some of those elites. Although, hang on. Oh no, okay, so it's currently 70% Elven. And I think we'll get 1% per turn. I think that's how it works anyway. So you get, in 5 turns, we'll get to 75%. And in 6 turns, we'll be able to actually start recruiting these. So it'll work out perfectly. So we're going to be able to bolster our armies finally with our late game infantry. And considering it's the 94th turn, you can kind of see just how late game elves are, because particularly like if you're playing as a horde faction, kind of, or not, they're not a horde faction, but they use hordes and masses of a friend of mine said I should stop saying trash, but they are just trash infantry. So they can actually recruit. Their recruitment options are cheaper and they're more numerous, and so they get their late game infantry far quicker. But then once you start getting to the 100th turn, at that point, pretty much everyone is getting late tier infantry, and the orcs can't hold a candle to that. And I've just noticed Fangorn Forest, Rochberg, was briefly held by Isengard, now is taken by Lothlorien, and I kind of want that region, because if you think back to the very first episode of this campaign, one of the units that are showcased, they're like a marquee unit, are the Ents. And we can train Ents. Now, I don't know, because this is the first version where you can do this, I think. I don't think they were in version 3. But you can train Ents from this region and this region alone. I think Lothlorien can as well. I don't know if you use them or get them as like a mercenary, so you have to march an army out here and then you go to the recruitment tab, or if they come from a special building, like maybe a town hall. But I'd really want them because they're better than trolls, stat wise, and they look like Ents, and it's just cool. Like we could do a march on Isengard with the Ents. I mean, I don't think we'd be able to get an army event. That might be quite difficult. But I'm just kind of going around the map here, aren't I? I'm not really doing anything. So let's just move on to the next turn. Although I will just be sure to move these guys down here for retraining. Oh yes. And let's get this wall repaired. Although I think that is just the gate. Oh, we could get some armor upgrades here, but why bother? Yeah, that's it. Oh, I think we'll be okay. I think balance of power. It doesn't look particularly good. Let's just check. So he's got 129 men. So yep, 17 attack with a 9 charge. It's just outrageous. Not armor piercing though. But that'll be quite interesting. And of course, then they've got the snow trolls. And these will probably be the bane of our existence in this battle. They do also have the ballistas, so I'm thinking what we're going to try and do is use our cavalry. Now, they're first going to be split up, so we'll try and take out King Mazog first, or whatever his name was. And then we'll use our cavalry to take out the ballista, and then try and shoot the snow trolls before they make it to our battle line. I think that's the only way we can do this.
Evil must not be allowed to triumph this day!
Just kill them, lads!
That was an amazing speech. Right, I just have to think, where is the reinforcing army coming from? So they attacked us from there, which was kind of... So that's the general or the king, and then... Okay, so they'll be coming from over there then, the reinforcements from over there. So we'll probably want to set up over here, and then we can pick off his unit before the rest. Okay, so here is the reinforcing army, and I think I would quite like to... Let's have a look at what our horse archers could do beforehand. Now, we could definitely take out these wargs over here, and because they do have archers of their own and they'll have much greater range than ours, so we can't just go in there and shoot the snow trolls just yet. So I'm thinking if we just pick them apart one by one, that might work in our favour too. Okay, let's just shoot these warg marauders here. I'll put on... So if you click on it and then put fire at will, they kind of shoot at the target. So you can actually move and shoot that way. And as you can see, we are absolutely massacring these warg marauders. And let's just have a look at these guys. So this is what they look like. I paused just to make sure that I don't do anything stupid. But this is... Well, yeah, this is what they look like. This is like an elven horse. It's a special one that elves only get. And they look like our Woodland Sentinels there. They've got a really nice bit of armor. They don't upgrade. I thought they did, but they do just look like that. And they have an 8 missile attack, which is perhaps the highest for any horse archer unit. They have 150 meter range, which also is, I think, the highest that you can get on horseback, and high accuracy, 34 missiles as well. Now, they're not amazing in melee, certainly right now without any armor bonuses, but an 8 melee attack is decent, and they do get... Oh no, they don't get any bonuses against... Oh no, okay, so it does say skilled against mounts, it's just not listed at the bottom, so I don't know if it is true. Well, it probably is. Unless it's a leftover from what this unit used to be. It used to be just a charging, like, with a spear cavalry, like a medium shock cavalry. So I don't know, because I remember they actually were skilled against mounts. So I don't know if these guys are, but they do come in this kind of loose formation, which apparently makes them better at shooting. And but they're not very good at charging, because the impetus of the charge is rather lost when only 2 or 3 horses actually make it. So we've got rid of those Warg Marauders, so that's good. These Pale Uruks over here, they're kind of missing us at the moment, so we're going to kind of move behind or directly in front of them to try and coax them to coming towards us. And we're going to use our general just to fire at these Pale Uruks. Not because they're going to do a whole lot of damage, because they probably won't, because they've got shields and quite a lot of armor. But over here then, it's gone exactly as planned. They've left the ballista unattended, so we're going to charge in our cavalry over there and take them out. And we've taken fire at will off our Elder Council, but we really want these Pale Uruks to come straight at our halberds, because they will actually, I think we'll be able to hold them quite well. Oh, and here's the charge. It's not quite the same as a thundering cavalry charge from a Royal Swan Guard unit. Oh, and spear wall. And General, you go over there. Oh, they're already coming for us.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Oh, no, you go there, and I think these guys... I think we're just going to shoot these Pale Uruks in the rear. Okay, so we've taken care of the ballista. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And we've drawn some of their forces over here, which is good. And now these horse archers are going to have to go quickly and help our line over there. Oh dear, this is going very poorly. Woodland Warriors, you are going to be sacrificed to the snow trolls. And the plan of using the Elder Council to lob their javelins in has not really worked. But I don't know if we're going to be able to take any of these snow trolls out for quite a while. But our general should, and the Galadrim Guard should be able to handle the Pale Uruks, but we are going to definitely take some losses. Now, Arthur Rohan, you come over here. You may as well go fire at will, to be honest. But I think what I'm going to want you to do is actually charge into those Snow Orc scouts as well, and take out their archers. Now, you have to throw your javelins. We are going to hit our own men, but such is life. And the general, we are slowly whittling away at these Pale Uruks. There's only 67 left, and we've hardly lost any of our Galadrim Guards in comparison. Let's bring our archers back out, or horse archers out, and they have absolutely annihilated those Woodland Warriors. I mean, we'll probably end up... Oh, but we have taken down a snow troll. Let's get a... I'll just put those on skirmish mode quickly while... Oh, another one goes down. Also, so these guys are actually armor piercing with an 11 javelin attack. But we have just basically used them all up now. We take... Oh, another one goes down. Wait, how many hit points do they have? 6. So we've taken a decent chunk out of all of them. Now let's just charge these men in. They are spearmen, so they don't actually get any bonus against them. But, we've absolutely destroyed those pale Uruks though. So let's bring our Sentinels of Keren and Roth. I think they'll actually go quite nicely against both of these Snow Orc spears. I think they'll be able to take them both out. And now we can actually micro these fellas again. Well, why not just take out those Mountain Orc Hunters? They've got absolutely no armor. Now, unfortunately, these Elder Council are also going to take an absolute beating because they're from those Snow Trolls. I don't know how we're going to defeat them. But I tell you what, you guys actually, you're going to need to do some charging. Ooh, that is good. That is good. Although I don't think, let me just check again. Can Snow Trolls actually run away? No, they can't. So they're locked. We will have to kill them if we're going to win this battle. And they started off with 12. They've still got, or 13, I think. And they've still got 8. But, oh, the Pale Uruks have fled. Well, General, I think you might be the next one to die. So, Galadrim Guards, you need to take out those Pale Uruks and make sure King Mazog at least dies no matter what. And let's use our Horse Archers. Oh, there he goes! So there's the King, I think his name is King, or was it Marauder Chief? No, it is King Mazog, yeah. So we'll use our Horse Archers just to take out all of their archers, and General, you just shoot into these Snow Orc Raiders, and I think it has to come down to the Galadrim Guards then to take out these. Oh, we're paying a heavy price for these, but this win for this town though. We win this and we win the town back, so that's good. And we've absolutely annihilated the their archers over here, which is good news. I think this is all of their forces, yeah. So after they've taken care of those, we should be able to plow into the back of those Snow Orc spears. However, here come the trolls. Please. Oh, they're not charging at least, but they are going to absolutely destroy even our elite forces that we have here. Now we are going to get pincered a bit with the Sentinels, but not to worry, he says. I think they'll be okay to hold off for a time while we get our cavalry to charge in the rear. Here they come. The Elven Horn sounds. They're so fast. Oh, and they're routing. Good. Oh, well, there's only 4 trolls left. So, I guess these guys they fought to the last man at least. Oh, they've taken 1 down. Oh, they have that splash attack that's just so good. And they take so many down with it. Oh, they're going down like flies now, aren't they? Our general's just shooting these Snow Orc Raiders in the back, and they're running as well. So you stop if you could. And there's only 1 Snow Troll left. We'll use our cavalry to mop up the rest.
Behold how
nice.
our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
Well, we've killed 100% of them, so I don't think we need to actually run any more down. Let's have a look at heroic victory. Vanquished.
Let all who remember this day remember.
It feels good. It feels good. I'm not gonna lie. So 650. We lost a lot of men. I think this might be one of the. Certainly percentage-wise, how many did we lost 50% of our men. And the Elder Council, they were the men with the armor-piercing javelins. They killed 31 and lost the entire unit. Not 1 man survived. The Woodland Warriors did actually heal quite nicely. Whilst they didn't kill anyone, they did presumably do some hit point damage at least. But yeah, the Horse Archers, they were outstanding.
We must defend these lands.
Oh, it feels good. Oh wait, why didn't we get it? Oh, do we have to wait until the... Oh, there we go. We're of course going to occupy it, and they do have Captain Zogdush coming, but he comes too late. And the Lord of Gundabad is dead by our hand. And yes, so it is. And we got some money for that as well. And Do we want to get the Bladesmiths Guild there? Well, why the hell not? I'm not really that bothered by the growth anymore. And we are summoned by the White Council. And if you haven't ever played this mod before, or Third Age Total War, then this is just the One Ring script. And it kind of goes pretty similar to how it goes in the actual tale. So we are, of course, going to accept, because if you decline, there's like they don't like you, basically. And they might attack us. And considering that they actually hold the Kala Gorge, which is... there's a fortress just here. They're quite close to us, so they might even attack us. So let's not stoke their ire. And request accepted. So we have 25 turns, so by the 120th turn we need to move the character with... or the general that has the One Ring to this location just here. And that kind of just triggers the Council of Elrond. And, okay, but let's have a look at what we can build. So, Erun Amderion. You might be the first place to get a marksman's range and then get the Hin Edaur. So, yeah, go for it. And Athnodion. Yawn. I wonder what yawn means. No idea. 3 vowels in a row is quite something. But, we could get a port here, which would give us trade all the way up the Anduin. So, yeah, go for that. Bersalthus, I'd like you to keep on growing, get the communal farming, and we just looked at that idiot. And Brownboat, useless settlement. And Khazad-dûm West just repaired its walls before it was attacked. And, ooh, they've got some Azog's Defilers. Well, let's have a look at what stats they've got, because I don't think we've seen them before. Oh, there's only 19 of them, but 14 attack. They are a warg unit, but they look slightly different from other wargs, I believe. And, but 14 charge as well. Only 18 defense, but they will kill so many on that charge. Holy moly. And requires mountainous region. Bonus against horses and Northman cavalry. Now, having seen what the battle map is like on the outside of Khazad-dûm West, it's not really good to sally out of here, because there's a very steep slope and that you have to fight up. So, to be honest, I think I might just not sally out. It's more fun for me. I mean, I certainly prefer defending a siege, but it does certainly put us perhaps a bit behind. We've got them on the ropes. If we take this out, and we could march on Anon and Rod, but oh well, I just prefer siege or defending sieges. What can I say? I'm just a defensively minded kind of guy. And we of course got an alliance from that, so that they don't hate us from moving in their lands, I think. Well, allied to so many people, it's incredible. We don't have military access though, but we do have trade rights. So maybe we should get that military access, although I don't think it particularly matters. Like, our reputation is already trustworthy. As long as it doesn't go below that, then people won't hate us. But then, this force here that we've just trained in Minas Lascalen, let's move them out towards this fort, and then we'll move them out towards Moria, because we'll use them in the conquest over there. And Sith Pantheon, get me a tower, if you could. And then next, I think we'll get you to take out that force there. Yeah, you'll be able to take them out, no problem. And maybe you'll build only a few more towers, and then... But there's such a massive... I think this is a 2-person job, I'm just realising. Well, let's have a look at the damage here. So we did completely lose that one unit of Elder Council, but they did their job. And... they've got some half-trolls. If anything, they're just as good as snow trolls, if not better, I think. Well, actually, no, they're not quite as good as snow trolls, but I think they're a javelin unit, and they're absurdly good javelin units, and I think they only have 3 hit points, though. So they're not quite as good, but they are certainly very good. But, having said that, we don't have any archers here. We've only got the general, really. Um,
I'm gonna
having said
stick
that,
you.
I'm gonna take these guys out.
Yes, my lord.
We don't need them.
Swiftly.
This is more than enough to take them out, I think. Unless they've got like 2 units of... No, not even then. We can just use the walls to do it. So this army here that is currently building will bring these guys back to retrain. And then... Do we go for Erebor or do we go for Rakiburg? As much as I want to get Erebor, and I do really want to get Erebor, if I took Erebor, I don't know if... I think it's maybe better to get Rakiburg, because we get the port there, and currently Dale doesn't seem to be actually able to take it. So they're sending their forces over here, so if we take that, we might be able to also get Erebor, whereas if we take Erebor, then we no longer get the help of the Dalians, and the dwarves might not do anything either, they might just turtle here. So it would just be us against Gundabad completely. And they've got a lot of regions. There's like one here, there's one here, there's one here, 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 and here. So, and there's also one over here. So that's too many forces potentially for us to contend, because the north of our realm is pretty unpopulated. So I'd rather not chance it, seeing as we're actually fighting a war with quite a number of our neighbours. I think that's the safer option. But Dantalad, with the former professional tower builder Menithalan, you can actually build us something. Now, how about you get a market? How much will that bring us? 30, well, give us 80 gold coins per turn, and considering you only cost us 1,350, yeah, what the hell? Is that a dungeon? Oh, okay. And Berenun, if I could just click on you, you've got quite the ways to grow before, but we could get, let's get an archery range from you, so then we can get some woodland sentinels at least. And can we actually train any troops? So, yep, let's get those, and let's also get some woodland horse archers. I think we are in need of some cavalry down there. And let's get... You only take 2 turns, and then you take 2 turns. So we're actually building a very hefty army down here, and make sure we've actually got money to repair that wall, because we will be requiring that. Oh, and low tax rate, and I think that's everything for this turn. You keep on moving down here, please, and off we go. Oh, piss off.
We must protect the people.
These constant attacks from Gundabad really remind you why it is always better to begin the war and be on the offensive rather than the defensive, because you're instantly at a disadvantage and you're only... It's far easier to attack, basically. So let's just keep these guys moving, and then we can actually retrain them. Of course, the Sentinels have to go back to Minas Lascalen. Now, also, we could potentially take Karasgalathon, but as they're still fighting Isengard over here, we're kind of making use of them. Now, you may be wondering, but aren't we in an alliance with them? Yes, we are, and actually it's enforced. So even if we went to war, broke the alliance, and then went to war with them, it would be immediately... The declaration of war would be immediately annulled over the end turn, and the alliance would be re-established, and your relations would go back to perfect. So there is no way of actually breaking the alliance, so you will always get the troops here. But if you were to get some an army with some artillery, so you wouldn't have to wait over the end turn to get some, like a battering ram, because you only need a battering ram to get through the gate here, then you could actually take Karasgalathon from Lothlorien, and you'd get well, not only would you get a very profitable region, it makes a lot of money. You'd also get another region in which you can build the Sylvan Alliance encampment, which would obviously be very beneficial, because you get more of the Galadrim guards and sentinels of Kerin Amroth in particular. So I am thinking of doing that, but I don't want to hamstring our allies too much. Because if you give them only one region, then they won't be able to hold back Isengard, because I don't know if I particularly want to fight them right now, and also we can't really. Although Gondor has declared war on Isengard, considering how poorly they're doing against Mordor, I would have said that is unadvisable. And Thranduil's Halls! You get an archery range, so we can actually get some Woodland Sentinels from you now as well. Do we just put them straight in the queue? Oh, there's no point, because we don't have the recruitment slot. Now, we could get a Valian Council Hall, and that would actually improve that. But I think getting the access to Hin Idaur is far, far better. And Erin Runen... just get an archery range for you as well. I don't think we actually need you anymore, because I was originally getting those roads because I was thinking that we might need to get more recruitment capacity up in the north, but I don't think we need it anymore because Thranduil's Halls is safe and it actually pumps out quite a lot of units, so that's quite handy. And Rorberg got the art gallery or whatever it was. You also get a port. I'm feeling quite portly. I think we can certainly hand out ports for all, and a large town upgrade for you. Yes, that worked out pretty nicely as well. So this now with a large town, then what do we get? So we just come down into the building browser. Of course, we would get all 4 tiers of the blacksmiths, but that's not really interesting us. The main thing is we'll get access to the next tier of port, because then we can also, once we get this, obviously you get 2 trade fleets, so you can actually trade with 2 settlements, or export to 2 settlements along the river, so that's effectively doubling your money. But then you also get access here to the Merchant's Wharf, which improves tradable goods and gives a substantial building income, really. And that will see this burr out, particularly with our administrator with humongous acumen. Wow. This man could turn the pits of Angband into the halls of Tyrion inside of a week. He is one of the finest bureaucrats in Middle-earth. Well, I should hope so. He's been there for a bloody long time. And Tyrion, if you aren't aware, Tyrion upon the hill of Tuna is the city of the Noldor in Valinor, and is, if you're aware of the city of Gondolin, so that went down in the First Age, but it was one of the most beautiful cities of Middle-earth, or the most beautiful city in Middle-earth. It was only a vision of Tyrion. So that's kind of an idea of how nice that looks. So he's basically very good at his job. So you carry on going that way, although why even bother doing that? You just come over here. Although, don't go through there. Go through the wood like so. Ooh. It does that because it's trying to calculate the path over here. If you've got an army selected, it'll judder like that, especially if you go through here, because it's the only way through is then, well, it's all the way around here. Around Khan Dum, essentially. Are you actually going to be attacking us? Are you building siege equipment? You are. Because I don't want to be losing attrition or getting attritional damage here, particularly. But if you wait another turn, then I'm okay with that. And then, so because we are bringing more troops here, so actually you guys, we don't particularly need the money right now, so you can just go in there, and you can be ready to lead the counter attack. And these guys are coming as well. Over the course of the end turn as well, I did see that a small dwarven force, it was pretty small, but they did actually go up into the Withered Heath. So perhaps they are feeling a little randy and going into feeling like they can potentially conquer that settlement, which would definitely put a time on Erebor, because they won't be marching anyone through Witherboard and the Withered Heath as well just to get to this region. They will definitely end up losing that, and such is the way. But there is a sizable force here with Gazduff, so I mean he'll be able to defeat those armies, but not that one. But to the task at hand. Taur Philinn, you are besieged. You've got basically no one, and let's have a look at what they've got. So they got Black Shield Warband, very damaged. They got some Snow Orc Raiders, not very good. No shield, by the way. But the half trolls. So they are slightly bigger. They've got a larger model, but they're not as big as trolls. They're actually really cool. Melee attack 15. They're effective against armor with certainly their javelins, and so you don't want to get to in range. In range, you don't want to get in range with them. And 100-meter range is quite large, supposedly because they're very strong, and they frighten enemy infantry, but they don't have lots of armor and only 3 hit points compared to the 6 of the snow trolls, so I think we'll be able to win this.
Put an end to this evil.
So this is what the snow trolls look like in snow trolls. Half trolls look like in slow motion. So as you can see, they are slightly bigger. So they are kind of sunk into the ground there when they're running. But yeah, very nice. They do look a little morphed, I guess, but they've got some weird, like, pelts on them, I guess. We'll try and have a look at them in action. But it does really look like they are just sunken into the snow. I don't know if that's by design, because everyone else is standing normally. So yeah, but here at least we do get a better look at what they look like, and they do look I guess this is where the game shows off its age a little bit, but I still think it's, if you like blur your eyes, it's a nice model. So it's certainly a really nice and cool and fun unit to play with, probably. I mean, I haven't actually played as Gundabad ever, but that would certainly be a very fun unit to use. Oh, I've never even noticed that there's... Oh, well, he already died. I was about to say that there's the sound of someone walking on snow, which is very nice. But a clear victory, we did actually win, and that solidifies this settlement as ours. So, yeah.
Our lands will be safe.
Excellent. Our lands will be safe once more. And they will be. And I don't think we actually... Oh, disgusting. There's 8% Melkor Shadow here. What is the trade like here? It's not amazing, since we don't trade with... we're not going to be trading with Gundabad. Although, well, that's only one trade route gone, so we can still trade with Witherboard, with Beyond's Halls, and Thranduil's Halls. Sith Pantheon is going to wipe out... or maybe he's not. Let's give it a go.
Fight to the end.
Literally, any other... like, if this was a flat battlefield, we would win this. The fact that they've been given a mountain to go on is atrocious. Very kind of them to actually come up to the mountain as well. So, and if they're just going to stand there and let us just shoot them, then we might actually be able to win this. Who knows? We can also always withdraw as well, I think, since we did initiate this attack. So, it's not all lost. Oh, I don't think we're going to win. There's just no way. There's no way that we can win this. We're just going to exit battle. I don't want him to die, but he probably would have.
Defeat is a bitter drop to swallow.
Well, we'll see if he survived.
Foe that sups from
Too many. We'll need reinforcements.
Well, clearly he did survive. Somewhere. Where's he gone? Oh, he's in here. So that's okay. And obviously, that does show just how actually numbers win the battles in medieval Total War 2. You can have an outrageously powerful unit, but if you just kind of swamp them down with inferior units that just have really trash stats, they will eventually beat them. Now, do you know what? Let's just give it an end turn and see what happens over it. And, yeah. Well, the orcs didn't attack us in Khazad-dûm, and the Steward of Gondor, another one, is dead. Hyrrion. Oh, yeah, Hyrrion. Physically attractive. Clearly everyone's physically attractive. Mostly rational. Respect the enemy. I think you could be a good governor somewhere. So we will take you. Ostingar's actually not a bad place for you to be, because I think that... Oh, and we got a large town upgrade. Did we get a message for that? Town ready to upgrade. Okay, well, let's get that immediately done, because that is going to greatly boost that region, because that actually makes quite a lot of money for a town that is landlocked. So, nice one. And it is actually our capital. Now, are they building siege equipment? They are building siege equipment, so that does generally mean that they intend to attack. Now, we can actually beat them with what we've got here, so actually, if they don't attack in the next turn, then I will definitely attack them. So let's just have a quick look through what we've got. So, Ep23, whoops, I didn't mean to do that, but... you got the public fountain, so that should add some growth. Now, do we... I don't know if it particularly needs it now, because again, I wanted that to grow so that we could get some troops there to aid in the war effort, but we really pushed them back now. And also, over the end turn, Dale have captured the realm of Erebor, which is... I mean, it's good for them, I guess. I mean, they are our ally. But this army here now is kind of... Well, it's made up our mind. We're going for Rakiburg. And then once we've taken Rakiburg, I might go for Framsburg here rather than Dane's Halls, because... Well, we'll cross that bridge. But not that one, though. But this one. This one here. Or this one. Although that's not a bridge either. That's just a ford. But we will have to retrain these troops, because I forgot about that. But we could do with a few more forces. So we'll take the Woodland Sentinels. And how many archers do we actually have? We've only got one. Oh yeah, two. So we'll take those three, and then that will be the army to reclaim the north. Well, not reclaim it, but rather take it. We do have a sizable amount of money, and and Hadhodrond. Oh, okay. So let's just go through everywhere that needs to be built, because I forgot about it. So here, I don't know if it particularly needs the elven culture. So how much would that make us? Oh, okay. But roads. Oh my word! That's insane. We're getting the roads there then. Oh wow. And Minas Laskelen, did you? Oh, you got that. Oh, and the Hinedar, but we have to wait for them 16 turns. I am quite tempted just to put those in the queue, because we will want them, because they are very, very good. But I think perhaps getting an army barracks would be good. We can always get the... We can get the Elven King's Bogard the next turn. So I think that right there is everything. And we are still sieging this out. 3 more turns until surrender. We're not in any great rush to take that town, because I think once we do take that town, they'll probably end up getting their... They'll probably get their last stand script, which will spawn far, far in the east. And I forgot that we had ships over here. Do they hold anything here? They'll have this as well. So what do Rune even hold? They don't hold any of this over here. So they might have Mataram. Essentially here, as you can see the devastation, there's like Enmahath there. And maybe the region just here that I can't remember the name. So they are really out the door now. But anyway, all these new things are coming in the next episode, and I'll actually get right on and do the Gondor episode as well, because I'm quite enjoying playing that one too. But, before I go, exciting news, there is another mod that has finally come up with a release date, and it is still for a submod of Third Age Total War, but it is what's it called again? Oh, it's DCI Last Alliance, and it is set in the Second Age around the time of the Last Alliance, in the 34th century of the Second Age. In that mod, then, it'll be a nice setting, and I'm led to believe. Do you know this mod? I remember looking back 4 years ago, 2016. It's incredible that it's been so long, that it's been in development, and they've been teasing little bits. Clearly, it's a very small team, as I think. But I am really looking forward to playing that mod, and that mod is coming in. Well, if you look at they say in June 2020, but it might be in July. So it's also it's far more difficult and slower paced than this mod. So it will probably be quite the challenge. But the art, not the artwork, but the model design is absolutely outstanding. And if you haven't seen them, then do go and have a look particularly at the models of Elendil, of Isildur and Narian, and then you've got Elrond as well. They look so good, and it's incredible to believe that it's from Medieval Total War 2, which came out in 2006. And what they've been able to do is absolutely outstanding. So I will be commencing a campaign of that 100% when that comes out. So that will probably be in a couple of weeks. And I'm not quite sure as to how I'm going to fit that in. But be on the lookout for that, and do subscribe if you haven't already, so you can make sure to see that. But I'm Game with Gandalf. Good day.